welcome to Kel's Stitches. I'm Kelly and this is my channel where I talk about cross stitching. Today is Monday the 9th of September 2024 and this is Flosstube number 55. I would just like to say hello and welcome if there's any new viewers. I hope you enjoy what you see today. And welcome back to any of my existing subscribers and viewers. Thank you very much. It is very much appreciated. So, as I said, today is Flosstube number 55, and let's just get straight into what I have stitched on for the last fortnight. So, the first one that I worked on was this up. It is called Oh Great Spirit. It is a dimensions chart from back in 1996, and the author, I was going to say, the designer is Linda K. Powell. So that is what it'll look like when it is completed. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. Oh, maybe it is that one. Yes, it is this one. All right. So I will put up a picture of where it was, and this is where we're up to. So as you can see, I have made some very decent progress on that. And so yeah, once I finish stitching down here, like stitching all of this here, I will do the back stitch, but I am going to leave the beads until last because there's beads all up in here, and I think there's some beads over his headdress as well. So I think I will leave those beads to last. Leave all the beading to last, so that would be so they don't get damaged in the nerge frame. But yeah, that is looking quite good. As I said, you can see that I've made quite a bit of progress on it this time around. I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,700 stitches into it. I have devised a way, because I sit this on my frame, my Gus's floor frame, floor stand. I sit it on that, and then there's a little thingy that goes across, bar that goes across the top, and I have just stuck my, sorry guys, I just slipped my paper pattern, because this one's on paper pattern. I couldn't get it scanned and into markup RXP. So I just sat my paper pattern up there, and it's a lot easier because then as I'm stitching, I'm looking up just above. So I've got that there where I'm stitching on it, and just above it I have my paper pattern, so it's a lot easier. I'm not having to turn to the side to look at it all the time. So that's probably why I got a little bit more into that. But this is being stitched on, pretty sure this is 18 count, just white 8'em. Oh, I was not yawning until I started my Flosstube. So I don't know. All right, the next one that I worked on was this one. It is Waterhole Master. Artwork is by David Penfound, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is just the normal version. Not supersized, not max color, not the mini. It is just the regular old version of it. And if you've been watching me for a while, you will know that I am working in the middle, started in the middle here, working in the zebras. I plan to get all the pages with the zebras contained in those pages, get all those pages done first. And then I will move out from there. Alright, so last time you've seen it, I will put a photo of it, and this is currently where I'm up to it with it. As you can see, I have moved it out of the Q-snap and put it into one of my Temu frames. Now I have noticed there's a little mark here and a little stress mark up here where I think I might have tightened the frame a little bit too much, because they have a screwdriver. You can get a screwdriver in there and tighten them right down, and I think I might have tightened it a little bit too much. Anyway, so yeah, this is currently where I'm up to. As you can see, I've finished off that page because I was working in the last bit of this page here, which was just filling in all of the black there in the rump of that zebra. So I finished off all of it, and then as you can see, I've decided to move up. So moved up into these pages. I will go across. I will go across here, and then I will move down and finish off this page here. I think it's only one page here that has the zebra in it, and then I will move down and I'll finish the bottom page and the little partial page at the bottom all at once. But yeah, so still loving working on this. The elephant's trunk, tusk in there. You can see the little baby elephant down here. I'm loving the loving how this is stitching up. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I stitched on this for 2 days, and I got 1,600 stitches into it. You can see the little, not sure if it's a butterfly or a bird here on the back of the zebra. Even on this picture, it's a bit hard to tell. But yeah, it's some type of little insect. It might even be a dragonfly. Some type of little insect there on the back of the zebra. So yeah, that is where I'm up to. And this is being stitched on 18 count. And I am using CXC floss. If you have been watching me for a while, you will realise that a good majority of my pieces are, or all of my pieces are on Ada, whether it be 11, 14, 16, 18 or 20 count Ada, and I do most of them in CXC because it is a lot cheaper to buy. So yeah, this frame is, I tightened it obviously probably too far because of a little stress fracture there, but or stress mark there. But I think if I had have put more, this is just like your Chucks, just your Chucks cloths. If I probably had have put more around either side just to add that little bit of thickness in there, I probably wouldn't have had to tighten it down so much. But that's alright, they're cheap. These frames are cheap. I will know, I've got another 2 or 3 of this size, and I will know for next time when I go to use it, another one, not to tighten them so much. Alright, the next one that I worked on was this one. Also a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and it is called Shaped Wolf, and the artwork is by Greg Giordano. Now it is just the wolf that I'm stitching. It has no background, and I am still currently stitching in this section. Is it this one? No. This one. Have to get around to putting all of tags on all of my bags again, so I know which project is in which bag. Usually I can pick the bag, but sometimes I get a little bit fuddled. Alright, so this is currently where we're up to. I didn't get a great deal of stitching into this one, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. I don't think I was really feeling it for the 2 days that I stitched on this. But I still got enough stitching into it to make a little bit of a difference. So I worked on this for 2 days and I got 800 stitches into it. So I think I only got like 400 stitches on each day. But as I said, that's okay. It still gives me a little bit of progress in it. And there, that's showing a bit better colour. Oop, nope, and it's gone again. Sorry, the curtains blowing around because I've got the ceiling fan on. We are now into this season where I turn my ceiling fan on and it will not turn off for the next probably 6 or 7 months. It will be on constantly, just to keep some airflow and some coolness happening in this old house since we're coming into summer. All right, so yeah, just gradually. You may think that it is filled in, but it's not. As you can see, there is still some stitches up in here to fill in. That's the problem with this. Oops, nearly kicked the tripod. That's the problem with this terracotta fabric that I dyed myself. It does give the illusion that you've actually finished the stitches when you haven't. So thank God for Pattern Keeper that I can just pick the next symbol. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. So I will, once I finish this page, I will move down and do the pages down, and then next I will head back over this way and get the pages down that way done, and then once I've done that, then I'll come back this way, and I think that's the way I'll work it. I'll just keep swapping backwards and forwards because I couldn't work out whether to work towards the head of the wolf or work towards the tail of the wolf. And when I asked a lot, it was sort of 50-50 to go either way. So I just went, bugger it, and that is the way I'll do it. I'll do one row of pages down and towards the tail, and then I'll swap and do a row of pages towards the head, and just keep doing it like that until we have it all completed. Okay, so the next one that I worked on was this one, and it is by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is the 2024 sale. It is called No Time Like the Present. I am not doing it in this colorway. I am doing it in this colorway. Good thing with Pattern Keeper is if you buy the patterns, you can load them into Pattern Keeper and just keep changing the colors around until you find some that actually suit that you actually like. So, but yeah, that is what it will look like. I am just stitching wherever I want on this one because there is no way I am keeping up with the rows in the way that they're being stitched, the way that they've been given out. So yeah, I just stitch wherever I want to stitch. Alright, now this is where I am up to with it. So last time we seen it with this picture, I was just starting over here somewhere. So I've got all of this done, all of that moon there, this moon here, all of this blue stitched, and then I've gone over and stitched all this. So I was having a bit of a dilemma on where to put the gold thread, the gold diamond thread, to actually make it a feature, and I think I've finally got it figured out. So as you can see, the gold is around the border, so that will continue. I have some of these little dotty parts here in the gold, so that will be the same on the other side of the pattern. And then you go into this turret, and I've got the gold in there. And then I came down to stitching here, and I was like, I don't know if I really just want to do all of 832 in here. So I split it up, and as you can see, I have the gold in them sections, so I will do it the same on the other side. And then I've got the gold, I've put the gold in here where the viney part is. And once again, I will do that on the other side of the pattern to marry it up and make them look similar. Then further down, there's more viney bits down under this, so I'll do that in gold, but I'll show you that when we get there. And then I was deciding, should I do these in gold? Like, I don't know, should I have done the moons in gold? And then I was like, no, because I want to do the numbers in gold. So I left the moons as is with the 832. I'll do the numbers in gold. I'll do that big center motif in 832. And then as you can see here, there's that vine. Then this vine will be done in gold, and then I'll do these two sections here in gold. Once it gets down to here, I'm going to have a bit of a harder time figuring out where to put the gold floss. Yeah, but I am just going to finish stitching this, and I'll move to the other side and even it up, and then I will decide where to put the gold thread as we get down to the bottom when we get there. So yeah, I don't know, I'll figure that out. I'll see what happens as we get there, but that is anyway, that's what it's looking like. This is being stitched on 20 count Rustico, using 832, colorway 832, and 322. So those are my two main colors. And then we have the gold diamond, which is a pain in the ass to work with unless you're using thread conditioner, which I do. And I bought a few of those. I bought 3 rolls of that because I do have, was it last year's sale by Jacob? I do have it as well, and I'm going to be doing it in the same colorway. But I mean, this one, the stitches are meant to be even amount of stitches between the 2 colors, whereas the one from last year, I don't know if it's the same. But I'm going to do it in the same colorway, so I'm going to have to figure out that. I worked on that for 2 days and I got 2,000 stitches into it. So some really good progress on that one. All right. And the next one that I worked on was this one. It is called Mini Shaman. The artwork is by Laurie Prindle and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I know Alara is doing the regular version of this one. She started up here in the left hand corner in all the pinks and purples up the top there, where I started in the middle like I always do, because that gets me to the focal point of the pattern project straight away, and then I can work out from there. So yeah, that is what it'll look like when it's finished. And this is currently where I'm up to. So, go away light, why are you being a bumhead? Alright, so yeah, as you can see, I have filled in quite a bit sort of around here. This is the feathers hanging off the from under the throat latch of the horse. So that's the horse's bottom of his jaw and his muzzle there, his little nose. So this is the feathers hanging down. All of this is bigger box of colour. I think that's why I've left it as it is, because it's a bit bigger box of colour. We're starting to get into some of the feathers of the eagle that's in there. But it is moving along nicely. It's looking pretty good for a mini. I know you lose a lot of, so that's how much I've stitched so far. And I know on some minis you can lose a lot of detail. Like, I mean, you've lost the detail in here. It is only like, if it was irregular, you'd probably see the strands of the leather more defined, but I think it's looking pretty good. If for a mini, I did buy a lot of minis, and but a lot of them don't have very, very fine detail. So that's why I bought them as a mini, because also I didn't want to spend 10 years stitching them either. Like, this one isn't very big. That's the whole size of the fabric. And you've got to think, I've got a 3-inch border around. So it's not going to be huge. It's not going to, I will easily be able to get a store-bought frame for this one, if that's the way I want to go, which probably will. I've got a few others that I will need to measure up and see if I can get store-bought frames for them as well. But anyway, so yeah, it does have pretty good detail for a mini as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And this one I worked on for 2 days and I got 1,200 stitches into it. And this is just being stitched on a 16 count Aida. Using CXC floss, of course. Alright, 2 more projects to show you. Alright, so I can't stop yawning. Alright, so the next one I worked on was this one. It is called Moonrise Song. This is the large version. The artwork is by Abraham Hunter, and this is charted by Artisy Cross Stitch. And that is what it will look like when it is completed. This is where I'm up to. As you know, I was working in this page. I don't think I had a great deal done on this page. Last time we've seen, there was a little bit, like there was this blue and stuff down here, a little bit up here. But I think there was only like, I think last time I said there was only like 3 colours left to stitch on this page, and I got the 2 other ones done, and then the majority of this page was this colour, which is, I think it's 3854. I think that's the colour it is. But yeah, so that's what it's looking like. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 2,200 stitches into it. So that is a really good chunk of that project done. Well, that particular page anyway. And this page over here has a lot of, I think I've only got that page, and then there's one, I think it's one more page to the edge of the pattern. So yeah, that page has a good chunk of, like, bigger chunks of colours in there, because it's just all the sky that we're into over this side at the moment. But it looks kind of funny because I've left this here. I was going to try and push and finish that off, but that's still probably a good 300, maybe 400 stitches just there in that section. So I didn't do it, obviously. But yeah, so that is looking really good, coming along nicely. And this is being stitched on 16 count Aida. And once I reach the edge, I will, let me just pop this off. There you go. So once I reach the edge, how good does that look? Look at those. And I know, as I said, I know it looks funny just there, like it's got a line, but there is no line. There's no page line there. It's just because of the way I've left that chunk of stitching there. Yeah, no, because I've been feathering over into my pages. So yeah, once I get that page and reach the edge of the project, I will probably, I was going to go back across that side, but I'll probably go down. Yeah, I might just hit that side. Oh, nah. I really don't know what I want to do. I'll do that page. Maybe if I go down to the next column, or the next row, I should say, go down to the next row and work across there, and then I'll jump across and come back this side and finish the 2 columns down to there, and then decide to go from there. But yeah, little wolfie. But yep, that is looking really, really good. And I know it's kind of boring because I'm just all in the background at the moment. But we've got a stitched background too, don't we? And I know some people like to start in the corners, so they do some of the background first, but I like to start in the center so I get to the focal point, and then I move out and do the background. All right, last one to show you is this one. It is called Protector, and the artwork is by Katie Lipscomb, and this is charted by Pain Free Crafts. Now, if you haven't seen me before, if this is your first time, I am not stitching the background on this one. So I have eliminated all the white and cream stitches. And that is because I am stitching it on green fabric that I dyed myself. So this is where we're up to. As you can see, that is all. Oh, sorry, now I've got the hiccups. That is all I am stitching on that page. So I finished that page and I have moved on to the next one. And I will just move across and finish off that page. I don't think it goes much out. I don't think I've got anything out of that page on the edge. I did allow 3-inch border on this because I just took it off the measurements with the background in it. So I'm going to have a fair bit of left, well, maybe not there, that is sort of 3 inches there, because I think that's the edge of the pattern. But I'll probably have a fair bit of border on this because I've taken the background out of it. Hold it still, Kelly, so people can actually see where you've stitched and what you've stitched on. So, yeah. So as you can see, I have finished off that page. Now, I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,500 stitches into it. It is looking absolutely amazing, as all my projects are. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't stitch on them now, would I? So yeah, now I've moved over. I'll finish off the wolf's head here and the background. There is a lot of not so much block stitching, but there's a lot of certain colours in there because it is just all the background. But that is looking really good, and this is being stitched on 16 count. Yes, 16 count Ada that I dyed myself. So yeah. And that is all of my stitching for the last fortnight that I got done. Now, I did manage to work or stitch every day, all 14 days of the past 2 weeks. And over that 14 days, I got an even 11,000 stitches in on my projects, which is pretty good going. It's not very often that I actually reach or crack the 10,000 mark in a fortnight. I don't know why I managed to do it this week or this rotation, but I did, and I'm quite happy. Alright, so what we will do is update my boards with any of my progress and seeing how close we are getting to those final tallies. So what do we got here? We got the full coverage ones, which is good because most of them this fortnight were full coverage. I wonder if, sorry guys, I was going to zoom in so we could just zoom in on the board rather than the, let me see. Oh, no, that's not going to work, is it? Yeah, no. Oh. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah. No, because it's not going to, still not going to work. Alright, go right back up. Move back over here. I just thought if I zoomed in a little bit, you'd actually be able to see the tallies a bit better, but no, that is not going to work. Alright, come here. Rightio. So, let's go. We have Waterhole Masters, Hole Master, 1600, so 1600. That brings it to, let's turn that up there, 6, 7, that's 8,000 even. So that is pretty close to only 2,000 stitches off the 10,000 goal. Easily achievable, I would say, for this year. Shaped Wolf is here, and that's 800, which makes that 7,200. Then we have Mini Shaman way over here, got 1,200, which makes this 11, 6, 7, 8. That's 8,100 there. So that one is also easily achievable for this year, the 10,000 goal that I set myself. Considering that we are September, so September, October, November, December. Still got 4 months. I can't believe I had to use my fingers for that. So still have 4 months of this year to go, which is, I think that will be easily done, because my rotation, full rotation to get through all of my projects takes 6 weeks. So 6 and 6, 12. And another 6, that's 18. It'll pull up short. I'll be missing 1 fortnightly rotation for the end of the year, but that's all right. And then we have Moonrise Song, which is way over here, and that is 2,200. Now that is going to jump that total up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, nicely. Jumps it up nicely to 8,100. That is, I'm very happy with that, because as you can see, I was lagging just a little bit with that one on the tally. And then we have Protector, which is 1,500, and that gives us 7,700. So I'm thinking at the end of the year what I will do is I will go through and tally up. I probably should have been doing it each time we reach the whole. Anyway, at the end of the year what I'll do is for the final tally, I will go through and tally up my stitches for all of the full coverage. Well, I'll do it for the whole lot, but just for full cover, I'll do it just for the full coverage, and I'll do it just for the small and non-full coverage, and then I'll add them together just to see how many stitches I actually have done for the whole year. But yeah, I'm pretty well pleased with that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that are at the 8,000 or over the 8,000 mark. And then the others, there's a couple that are pretty close to the 8,000 mark, and then the others are just over 7,000. So I am still going to say that I think it is pretty attainable to reach my 10,000 stitches on all of those projects. Now we will we'll go to my small full coverage and non-full coverage pieces, which I only stitched on 2 of this time around, which was Great Spirit, and that was 1,700. That's 1,100. 7,100 for that one. So what I'm going to do is, because I haven't reached 5,000 for that one, but it will be pretty close to the 5,000. And as for this one, which is my Happy Mood Point Quaker, I am behind on that one because I restarted it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this out. And I'm going to change this total to 7,500 each, because most of them are over the 5,000 mark. All of them, bar 2, are over the 5,000 mark. And I will try my best to get these 2 over the 5,000, but I want to see how close I can get with these ones. So Year in the Woods is already over the 7.5. So I'm going to change that to a green. 0, 6, 9, 7,960 I have already reached for that one. And the same with Tribal Wolf. I will change that to green. So that's 7,900. Where are we? Any others that are over the... Nope, that's all of those ones. So these 2 here have already reached over the 7,500 goal. Now my second one that I'll put down is Modern Folk Embroidery, 2,000. Yeah. And that also brings that one to 7,600. So that is, I might be changing this total here again before the year's out. I might have to crank it up and see if I can get 10,000 stitches into some of these. This one will be finished on my next stitching session, so that one will be out of the running, but the others I'll see. Once we get these to to 7,500 stitches, I will I'll see about changing it. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm just going to write up here 5,000 and put a big green tick, red tick, green, red. Anyone would think I was colourblind, but I'm not. Up there. All right, so well, that's my boards updated. Oops. Try not to rub my numbers off. Okay, so that's that. That's my boards updated. Next, I will pull out my pieces for my next rotation. Already got last rotation's done. Tick these back in here. And we will see what I pull out. As long as I don't dig too deep to get the ones on the bottom, which were the ones that I just stitched on. First one is Spirit Guides. I'm just going to write these down. All right, next. It will be Great Spirit. I might actually stitch on that tonight because it's a paper pattern and I don't need my tablet for it. So by the time I finish filming this, it is nearly 6 o'clock at night. So by the time I finish filming this, edit it, convert it, and then upload it. I don't know how much stitching I'll get done. But as I said, if I stitch on this one, because it is a paper pattern, that'll be easy done. I don't need my tablet. A Year in the Woods. See if I can pull out Trouble Wolf and then I can get it finished this fortnight. Waterhole Masters. So that's 4. Pull out 3 more. Horse Portraits. Two more. Shaped Wolf. Obviously, Watsy them around too much and brought them ones up from the bottom. That's all right. And maybe if I dig to the bottom, I might get one that wasn't in there. And this one is Daydream Sea Turtles. So yes, that is the 7. Rightio. So there's only, what, 3 there that I've stitched. I stitched on in the last fortnight, which is, that's fine. It's all good. I'll do Great Spirit, as I said, today and tomorrow. And then I'll probably leave Waterhole Master and Shaped Wolf for later next week, because I only just finished stitching on Shaped Wolf the other day. So I will leave that till next time. Oh, well, not next time, but a little later in my fortnight rotation. Now I'm going to look for the Great Spirits there. Woods. Oh, I don't have the photo of woods. It's alright. I'll find one and stick it in when I edit. Master. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys, while I find these. Horse portrait. Shaped wolf. Sea turtles. I was hoping I'd pull Sanssouci or Trouble Wolf for this fortnight, and then that way I'd get Trouble Wolf finished and Sanssouci very close to being finished. But that's alright. So, because I've already finished one project, it means that I will pull 2 weeks of 7 and 1 week of 6. And the week of 6, I will just use the 2 days that I would have used on the 7th one. I will just split them up and do 3 days on one of the other projects. Maybe one of the projects, if it gets pulled in that fortnight, maybe one of the projects that's close to being finished. If I pull Sanssouci out in that rotation, I might work on it for 3 days rather than 2 and see how close I can get to finishing it. Alright, so for this fortnight, we will be working on Spirit Guides by Laurie Prindle, Oh Great Spirit, Daydream Sea Turtles by Sheena Pike, Shaped Wolf by Greg Giordano, Horse Portrait, and Waterhole Master by David Penfound, and then of course Year in the Woods, which I don't have the front page for it, so if I have one I will put it in. That's if I have one. If you don't see it, it's obviously because I don't have a picture of the Year in the Woods. But everyone pretty much knows what a Year in the Woods looks like, so yeah, rightio. So that is that. I paid for my autumn pack from Silks for You, seasons pack for Silks for You, so that should, paid for it last week, so that should arrive this week sometime. Yeah, so that should arrive this week sometime. And I'll show it on my next video. And Artisy had a one-day flash sale on the Friday just gone. They had 40% off all of their patterns, which Tarina done because she said she knows how hard it is for people in this cost of living crisis, so she wanted to people to be able to still enjoy their craft, and so she done a 40% off all the patterns, which just for one day, which was absolutely amazing. So I bought 3, and I'll show you. We have this one, which is African Rainforest. We have this one, which is Storytelling Triptych 2 and Storytelling Triptych 3. So I bought those 2 because I have the Triptych 1, Storytelling Triptych 1, and I thought I better get the other 2 because they're meant to be obviously displayed all together. And then, actually I bought 4, I can't count, I bought 4. And then I bought this one, which is, it's called Working Girl, and it's the hoop version. It's the extra large version, but doing it on 18 count will still make it fit into a 10-inch hoop. So I'll probably either do it on 18 count or do it on 20 count. I'll just see. But I thought, I seen that one. I had seen the whole pattern, and there was a lot of background to it that I just didn't want to stitch. And then when I seen the hoop version, I was like, yes, because it's the focal point. That is all I want. And then I haven't actually bought this pattern yet, but in the chat group, Jen, from Jen the Caffeinated Crafter, she is a terrible influence and enabler. She was saying about chatelaine designs, or chatelaine designs, however you want to pronounce it. And I always thought that I would probably never stitch a chatelaine, because all the ones that I had seen, I'd never actually been on their site, but all the ones that I had seen other people stitching, they just didn't really do it for me. But then she was showing a couple that she'd come across, and then Alara showed one that she'd bought, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was the Polar Mandala. Anyway, and I thought, bugger this, I'm going to go and have a look on their site. So I did, and that was a big mistake, because I found, as well as the Polar Mandala one, I found 3 others that I absolutely love. Absolutely love. But this one here is the one that I will eventually purchase. I haven't actually purchased the chart yet, because it is €40, and that works out to be close enough to $70 in Australian. That's a lot for a pattern. I know the skill and that goes into designing these patterns is worth it, but at the moment I can't justify spending $70 on a pattern. So once I do my tax and it comes in, I will see. I might buy this pattern, and then it will be a long-term kit up project. But how gorgeous is that? And on their website you can change, well, for this pattern anyway, you can change it for different background colors. They had it on black, which looked really good, but you lost these birds, like these little birds. You lost some of these darker details on the black, but the black background looked really good. And then it went through other colors, like a light orange, a pink, a light green, apple green, dark green, light blue, dark blue. And I didn't really like any of the others, but when I got to the white background, I thought that looked pretty good too. The only other thing I would be considering is if I dyed a bit of fabric myself and done it in a light brown, like a Serengeti brown or something like that, to do it. But that is the chatelaine that I am going to get. My first chatelaine. Absolutely, I just fell in love with that. I love the one that Alara got, which was the polar one as well. There was that one, and then there was, what were the other ones? Under the Sea Mandala, or Deep Blue Sea Mandala or something. I had all the fish and the coral and all that. Maybe there was 5 that I found, because then there was the rainforest one, which had like the frogs and stuff like that around it, and then there was another one which was a desert one. Anyway, but yeah, that one is the one that I will be kitting up first eventually. as I said, it will be a long-term kit up project, especially if I am going to get all the specialty flosses. Like, there was quite a few Gloriana silks and stuff like that that it required. So yeah, that's my little bit of haul. I don't have anything else to show or talk about. I've just hit over an hour mark. But yeah, so if that's all you were here for, was to see the stitching, thank you very much, and I will catch you next time. If you're here for a quick catch life update catch up, stick around. Alright, so I am a little bit late filming tonight because we got out and mowed the lawn and all that sort of stuff today, and it took nearly all day to do it, and then I had to come in and have a shower and all that, so that's why I'm so late filming. What else? There'll probably be, at least I won't be able to stitch this Saturday night because we are catering a wedding at work, so that is going to be one long ass double shift for me. I'll start at 6:30 in the morning and probably won't finish till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So there will be no chance of me stitching at all in that time. So as for the rest of the days, I'm pretty sure there's nothing on that is going to stop me from stitching. Don't think so. No. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And the saga with the car still continues. I've still got no car, still haven't heard back from the smash repairers. One of them's taking his sweet ass time getting a quote together. So that's all still up in limbo. I've still got the little bip that the mechanic loaned me, I should say. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to see what happens with the insurance company. If they don't come to the party to fix the car and they just want to give me a payout for it, and they're not going to give me a decent payout for the car, because what? I'm not going to get another four-wheel drive under $10,000-$15,000. So if they're not going to give me a decent payout, I am going to have to contact a lawyer, I think, and go down that route with it. Yeah. So, I mean, the little car's still doing all right, but it's not my car. It's someone else's car, and she's already got it sold. So, yeah. I just want my car back. That's all I want. But anyway. So, yeah, that's it. Told you it was going to be a really quick, short life update. Nothing else to really say. We're in September, nearly halfway through September. Christmas is just around the corner. That's scary. But anyway, yeah, so that's it, guys. I'll leave it as that. I'm going to have to quickly get this edited and converting so I can get some type of stitches in tonight. Anyway, all right, guys, I will leave it as that. My next video will be on the, I have it written down here somewhere, the 23rd of September, so in 2 weeks' time, hopefully. Hopefully nothing will come up that stops me from filming on that day. So yeah, in 2 weeks' time, on the 23rd of September will be my next update. I've still got to get around to doing the Flosstube extra to help me choose my next long dog. I was sort of holding off until I got closer to finishing Son Susie though. So that's why you haven't seen that yet. And I've also got to get all my long dogs out and of the buckets, crates, whatever you want to call them, over in the corner. So yeah, all right guys, that's it. I will see you all on my next video, and until then, please take care and stay safe. Bye.